And now to the roundtable. You don't have to wait till October 11th to see these guys are right here, right now. On my right, but always a political left, Ogie Overman, the great broadcaster and journalist, David Daggett, we held over from a previous segment, and Bob Shackelford, former president of Randolph Community College, now head of Shackelford Leadership Institute. Guys, let's get to it. Earlier in the show, David talked about school buses and motorists and safety. I want to sort of piggyback on that. In North Carolina, if you pass a school bus, stop school bus, as David had mentioned, you pay a $500 fine. My question is, given the potential deadly nature of passing a school bus, you could kill or injure somebody, would you guys like to see the law change so the driver would actually do jail time? Ogie.
Yeah, nothing infuriates me more than seeing a car pass. I followed a guy one time till I got his license plate and called the cops on him.
But $500.
I'm not sure if jail time is, but suspend a license for at least a year and $1,000 fine, easy.
Yeah, I don't disagree with Ogie. If you look at the structure of all of our traffic laws, passing a school bus gives you 5 driver's license points. That's more than reckless driver or any other moving offense. I could say move it closer to driving while impaired.
Yeah.
And maybe make those equivalent.
Yeah,
but you got to fit it into the structure of our current laws.
I look at it like the NBA. There are fouls and there are flagrant fouls. If you're confused, you don't know whether to stop because of a divided highway, that's one thing. If you're just an idiot out there, don't care about children's lives.
Yeah, slap it to them. All right, on a recent flight from Omaha to Orlando, a Southwest airline flight attendant told a female passenger to, quote, cover up because she was wearing a crop top. Although Southwest Airlines has no written dress code, when you buy a ticket, the terms of the ticket are printed on there, and it says that they can remove you if you're wearing, quote, clothes that are offensive. This has also happened to other women wearing things like tank tops. Should the FAA require airlines to post a specific dress code so everybody will be on the same page?
Well, it wouldn't do any good. It's all subjective. That woman, she was on an American Ninja
Reality
Warrior
show, yeah.
I know her. I mean, there was nothing wrong. There was a picture of her in the paper. It was totally appropriate to me.
Do we need to codify that with some kind of...
I haven't seen the picture, but I'm going to disagree with Ogie. I have flown recently, and I can't believe the way people dress to get on planes. And remember, you're sitting without space next to you.
Right.
You're sitting right next to somebody else, male or female. I don't want their skin on the seats or their skin touching me.
Interesting point, Bob. What do you think? Do you touch David's skin? No, never mind. What do you think?
I agree with Ogie that it's too subjective, and you can't enforce rules you don't have. It can't be up to, if I was on this plane, I could get on it. If I'm on that plane, they're going to kick me off. It's no way.
Need something consistent.
Yeah.
All right, an increasing number of veterinary hospitals who claim to offer 24-hour emergency care have cut back on staff, they've cut their hours, and now they turn away emergency cases, some of them after hours. Guys, if a vet hospital advertises 24/7 emergency care, should they be held liable if a pet dies who they've turned away? Ogie.
Well, the problem with that, Jim, is that you don't know if the pet may have died anyway. It could have been a real serious thing, and it was a last-ditch effort to try to save the pet, and it's going to die anyway.
What do you think, David?
Yeah, I think no. I think the marketplace will take care of somebody that's advertising 24-hour service, but yet doesn't have enough staff to handle it. Let the marketplace take care of that issue.
Bob.
There ought to be penalties for advertising if you're open 24 hours, advertising that you are open and you're not, but not claims for the dog.
All right. A number of health professionals say that we need to prepare to mask up again because COVID cases are up in most places. Plus, we have new strains of the disease going around, and on top of that, it's flu season. Meanwhile, the Biden administration is getting ready to introduce new COVID regulations. Many colleges and workplaces have already started mandating masks. Do you think that Governor Cooper is going to be in a position to have to mandate masks again? Ogie.
I don't think so, Jim. I think, luckily, the new vaccine just became available, the new booster. So if everybody gets a shot and we publicize it that way, we might not need to go back to the COVID restrictions.
David, what do you think?
I think there's almost no chance we go back to masking. Now, each individual should take appropriate responsibility based on the current status of the disease. For example, if we have a bad flu coming through our office, we make sure that we act appropriately and have appropriate standards.
Right.
And it's the same thing with COVID or any other disease.
What do you think quickly, Bob?
I agree with Ogie. I think the vaccinations are sufficient. I get all mine and will continue to do so.
All right. Finally, an article in Oprah magazine says if you're experiencing burnout, you should give up one of your activities. Guys, if you were burned out, what one activity would you give up, Ogie?
Work.
Just in general. David, what activity would you give up?
I don't get burnt out. I love all my activities.
Yeah, but if you were,
I'm just
what
going
would
to keep rolling.
Bob, what would you give up?
Well, probably my being a political junkie, politics drive me crazy. I'd turn the TV off.
Too much stress. Too much stress. All right. I was crossing my fingers y'all weren't going to say you'd give up coming here. So for all of us guys here that aren't burned out, I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next week.